Shalom to you, like giving all praise and the glory to y'all, Bashim Yashai, Bashim Chakodash, and giving double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Well, peace and salutation to the elect. Shemiyah Mafin from the Great Millstone, Plaintables, Campbell, Philadelphia. It's coming with this dream I just had, and like overnight. Actually, initially I didn't remember it, but then I'm like, yeah, I did dream. So the dream was as so. It seemed like as if I was doing some type of work or something at my job or something. And then there's another instance where it was like I was looking for like some items in a mall or something like that, and went to like one mall, and then I had met a coworker, and the other coworker took me to another mall or something, because I was looking for hoodies and like a Nintendo game or something like that. Very strange combination. Went through the malls and stuff, and then apparently some type of way I got linked up with some individuals that, had some type of, it's like covert skills or something like that, and that was weird, too. But anyway, fast forward or something, I believe I was at work or something of some sort, checking out different properties and stuff, and inspecting things out. And what ended up happening was I was approached, and this man just he looked like he was definitely of the Northern Kingdom, which would be so-called Latinos and Native Americans, the tribes. Most likely looking like one of those, wear the shades, and they got the shades on, and they just look serious and austere and stuff like that. If anybody know about going to Florida, you just think of a Latino cop from Florida or something like that, or from the South, because they definitely be riding a little bit different. But anyway, basically, yes, it was just one of them. He came out of nowhere and was like, he had something, and it was like an identifier or something. And like I'm like sitting there waiting and stuff. I felt like I was detained, and I was just waiting, But it came. He's like, checking me out on the thing, and then he had came back, and he had told me. He said, because you said this, and it was like a certain term. Just certain terms that we may use and stuff, and these things flag algorithms and stuff. He said we have to automatically do an investigation, and basically that came with, and this was the pops. It was like I identified them as the popsicle force and stuff. All right, go figure it out. Okay, but anyway. Yeah, he was like, oh, you don't believe it? You don't believe it? You don't believe it? Like, cause it's like, I'm not sure about, like, what I said then. What is it that I said? You don't believe it? Yo, you said it at 39 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm like, what? yeah, I run the video. And I was like, I'm not even trying to, I don't even know if I even said I don't want to even see it or nothing like that. It was just like that. And pretty much it was dismissed. And basically, from that just basically brought out some different forms of prudence, because we do know we in the the last days and such, and there's going to be, or is already, great persecution amongst on the Israelites and such, as it tells you. I'll just make this video very quick. All right, it's a good precept of the day too. And second Esdras, the 16th chapter. All right, make sure this audio is right. Yeah, second Esdras, the 16th chapter. All right, we go to second Esdras, the 16th chapter. And in second Esdras, the 16th chapter, it says at the latter end of the verses, because we're in them times, it's Jacob trouble. Okay, the beginning phase and the beginning of sorrows. So, these prophecies are active, okay, and hot, Okay, you don't have to question it. And especially me for getting dreams like that. Like, I'm not really normally a dreamer. The Lord definitely is pouring His Spirit on all flesh. All right. So it says here, Second Esdras chapter 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idol. All right, we got the rogue man, okay, out there, with these different forces and such, okay, and they're coming to, arrest Jake, okay, and harass and persecute Jake, all right, and these different centers, daycare centers, as I'm gonna call it, aftercare centers, are gonna be, they're gonna be used, all right, for the purposes of, detentions, okay, but bad greeds. It says, for there shall be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, okay, which are the Israelites, okay, whom all have a form of zeal, all right, a fear of a higher power, okay, whether they like it or not, Jake, when they get arrested or anything, any trouble, they usually trying to refer back to God, please help me, or something like that. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right, so they're gonna be getting busy out here. Somebody that's mad and angry and wrathful, as a lot of these individuals got for the Israelites. Okay, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, and you scattered Israelite foreigners, who you got technology to be able to point you out and such. And like I said, these things that we be speaking in these bit of epistles are being monitored. Okay, we already have with YouTube got thousands of individuals. They got AI and such that go over the different videos and flag them. I had my whole page get taken down one time because of an error, and I was able to reinstate the page through the Spirit, through prayer and such. But yeah, it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. And as you want, as I've been echoing this, let me see if I can get this. This is Proverbs chapter 17 and 3. It says, the finding pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord Yahweh tried their hearts. Okay, and when you go into try, you got Bachan, which Bachan goes into to examine or scrutinize, to be proved. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to test whether you are authentic. And as the scripture says, strive unto the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. All right. So yeah, so Rock chapter 4 and 28, it says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. All right, be not hasty in thy tongue, and thy deeds shall and in thy deeds slack and remiss. All right, get this one in the G and the T real quick. And you ain't gonna be quick to be talking, anything up out your mouth and stuff, man. It's off the GNT. It says, don't be quick to speak or lazy and negligent in your work. Right? A lot of Jake too, they ain't been doing the work. They ain't been doing the videos, So, whatever reason they have made, We gotta be diligent to make our call election sure, and also because of that election, that we get under them protections. All right, right. So don't be late. Be quick to speak or be lazy, negligent in your work. All right, it's because of this work that we're put in these situations where there's certain investigations that's going on us. And they're gonna loop ball us all together as Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, as whatever they want to deem us as. Even if it's a false, social construct as Black Hebrew Israelites, because Black is not a real nationality. We're brown, various hues of browns, and we have different appearances depending on how variegated we have been due to our scattering, But we're still Israel, okay? So you got to try the spirit, and they know exactly who we are. So they came up on me at work, and like I said, one time I did see a certain entity of one of them big surveillance agencies was at my job one time. It was like weird, with them, looking like Mr. Smith and stuff. But yeah, I think I got Matthew. Let me see if it's I think about Matthew 4, but yeah, I shall come forth as gold. Yeah, this is Job chapter 23:10. But he knoweth the way I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold. Right? Now the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gonna have you come forth, as being that precious, desirable, and individual he created. Okay? Because you're gonna keep your integrity. You gotta pray, that you keep your integrity. All right, and not bug out when these people come up on you and ask all these stupid questions and stuff like that, because they already got the answers anyway. A lot of times it's just to incriminate you. Integrity. I don't know how to spell integrity. Alright. Alright. So I'm going to leave it at that, through the spirit. Y'all heard what it is. Just be aware. Alright. The famine of word and the persecution. So as we you speak in code. Shalom to the elect.